Hello, marijuana stock traders and investors. First off, congratulations. It looks like we got the Senate in favor of the Democrats, which opens the doors significantly for potential changes, uplistings, banking laws, decriminalization, more medical research. Lots of good things as far as the sector is concerned. Lots to look at. A lot going on today. Let's check it out.
Introducing the Chart Guys Swing Report, a weekly digital publication that uses technical analysis to identify long-term market opportunities. Understand the market from a swing trade perspective. Follow institutional money as it rotates from sector to sector, and make the most of the Swing Report's weekly trade opportunities, with key entry and exit levels provided. Performance is tracked and updated weekly. For more information, visit us at chartguys.com. Now, let's check out some charts.
So there's some background noise, dog bone chewing going on, but essentially we had gap up opens all over the place. The S&P 500 opened fairly flat. The bulls took control of the S&P 500 in a very big way the first half of the day. And then we have the situation in DC and the storming of the Capitol and uncertainty and fear. And that led to a market sell-off. I guess let's look at SPY, and then we'll look at how that impacted the sector. And looking at SPY, we can see things changed right here at 215 after being all bull. Look at the volume come in, the weakness, not much follow through after hours as far as weakness is concerned. And I put out the broader market video, so if you want information about that, that's where to go. But that pullback in SPY had a very significant impact in the momentum that this sector was seeing. We wanted to see gap up open, profit taking hourly consolidation, higher low set, strong close at the high of the day. We know the routine from there, gap up open, easy gains. That would be ideal. Obviously, we didn't get that with the shake up the second half of the day. So I went from being really aggressive and then shifted to being conservative. So I do still have MSOS position, and I have some mushroom positions, and the mushroom sector responded well like the MJ sector for the same fundamental reasons. I'm not going to cover those in this video. I'm leaving out some names here as far as the stocks that I'm going to be looking to cover, but I'm overwhelmed, and this is all we're going to look at today. So essentially, before we get into the charts, if you're a fundamental investor here and you're looking long-term at the opportunity, you are cheering on market weakness. You want to see these names drop, if you're not fully loaded, of course. You want to see them drop for unrelated reasons for entries. You know, you want to see the S&P 500 weekly consolidate and look for this short-term hype to fade, and then you buy that dip, and then we start to see coming down the pipeline the changes that we're going to be anticipating over the next year or two in this sector. If you're already loaded, of course, you don't want to see that, but we had CGC gap up open, weekly continuation. So weekly higher low set on the EMA 12, and then obviously the bull news, bull break of 29.52, which means we zoom out, and the next level we're looking at is up at 34.34 as far as the next significant resistance level. So I personally entered pre-market as soon as I was able to at 7 a.m., anticipating the strength that we were going to be looking for. So made my entry at 29.10 and ended up selling a little bit to be comfortable with where my position was. And then we had a quick drop right when the bell rang, V-shaped to the high of the day. Look at that 1 5-minute candle and the volume behind it. That range set the range for the entirety of the day. We traded within the first 5-minute range from there. And it was a beautiful 15-minute equilibrium. So I don't remember, I'm not going to go over my exact trades, but I did a pretty good job of trading CGC. I was live streaming and sold some and then bought some for the 5-minute higher low, and then sold some for the lower high, and then bought some more for the higher low. And then I was mostly cash. I was buying some of this weakness into the end of the day, but it reached a point seeing SPY fear that I just said, nope, I wanted a strong close. We're not going to get a strong close. And I exited. We're up after hours. In my opinion, I feel it's mostly because the SPY bots have been turned off. The SPY bots were causing selling pressure here in correlation with the S&P 500, but we also had, confirmation of, I forget which Senate race, but confirmation of the Democrat, and that's leading to a higher open. So this move can continue. It all depends on what the S&P 500 does to a large degree, in my opinion. We have an hourly support level to be watching tomorrow. 29.97 is going to be a key level, and we've got clear resistances, 31.59 and 31.83. Break those resistances, and there's a lack of resistance until that 34 level. Why are Canadian MJ names going up more than US MJ names? We've said it before. Yes, they are going to benefit. Absolutely. Don't want to diminish that fact, but it's because they're on the NYSE and the NASDAQ. It's as simple as that. And again, all I have to do is look at me personally, where I am one individual and the dollar volume that I will trade on one order on CGC is hundreds of percent more, 500% more than what I'll do on one order on the OTC listed TCNNF or one of those other names. It's just not the same thing. I can't have the same liquidity. I can't have the same risk tolerance. So uplisting, which is coming now on these US MSOs, is going to be great. And the dollar volume, just go back and look at the dollar volume that CGC was trading before being uplisted and what we're seeing now. And just as a rough example, CGC today, dollar volume or shares was 24 million. So we're talking 300, 600, 700 million, 700 plus million dollars traded. And you look at some of these USMJ names and we are looking at 35, 40 million dollars traded. A fraction. It's not in the same league. So there's a lot more traders and a lot bigger money focused on just the higher listed names. So we have hourly uptrends to be watching. If we break the lows of today, daily consolidation is underway. I'd be surprised if that happened, but it's possible. And of course, if we break the highs of today, the breakout continues. Ideal scenario would be having the S&P 500 strong as well. APHA did not break resistance, and there were a lot of bearish entries today on the weaker names that were unable to break resistance, top fishing plays. So APHA, we topped out 11 cents under the resistance level. We have not confirmed weekly continuation at this point, and that is the most important resistance of 888. Hourly chart, consolidation, second half of the day, but we closed very strong. You're going to look at the other names that we saw here, and APHA on the Canadian MJ side was one of the stronger closes. This hourly consolidation, you show me that, and I'd tell you that's healthy. Nothing happened in the market. So hourly higher low is 831. Again, after hours, bulls are seeing a move up, and in my opinion, the biggest factor and reasoning for that, look at the amount of dollar volume that is required to take the price up to that level. We know big money has big positions at this point, and they want more upside. So spend a few $1,000,000 in after hours when you don't have automated bots selling because the broader market is dropping, and it's much easier to go up. So APHA going to try and gap up open. It's still a possibility. If not, 877 and 888 key resistance levels. VFF was another top fisher where you have inability to break resistance by 20 cents. 1306, the most important level. Big upper wick of profit taking. So hourly support. And I'm calling this now, it's a new thing. This is our fear line. So we have our fear line that is going to be key in the short term. And that's the case for any stock today. So the fear line is 1167. If 1167 holds, fear is alleviated and the hourly uptrend remains intact. So 1167 support and 1286 resistance on watch first thing tomorrow morning. ACB. Why was it the weakest? Hopefully I don't need to answer that question for you. A gap up open, tons of profit taking. But again, after hours, these bulls are still around. We confirmed an hourly downtrend. That's a big difference. Lower high and lower low. So we got resistance of 1122 and 1140. And the most important resistance is 1250 and 1448. We have a weekly equilibrium still in play, and it will continue to tighten as long as 1250 remains resistance. TLRY, big gap up open. Another one, couldn't break resistance by 11 cents and closed weak. Hourly time frame, big move up, big pullback. Low of the day is still holding 1052. After hours, we're up. Again, look at the dollar volume required to take us, these three candles, to take us from 1072 to the high of the day. You're talking 5, 12, 20 million shares, which is $200 million to move the price that much. After hours, to move from 1068 to 1180, the amount of shares you need to trade, 1.6 million, you're talking $17 million versus $200 million. As soon as that bell rings, it's a different game. And bulls are taking advantage of that. This is the bulls ensuring or attempting to ensure continuation. So that's all we're going to look at on the Canadian MJ side. I am day trading Canadian MJ. I would have swung if CGC closed strong, but again, I'm being protective. I'm looking to lock in my day maker, my week maker. I'm not going for home runs. Back in 2017, I was going for home runs. I was swinging very large positions when we closed at the high of the day for the gap up open. I am not trading the markets the same way because my goals are not the same. It's the same with crypto right now. I'm not trading crypto the same way as I was trading it in 2017. Very aggressive then, more conservative now, and just locking in those winners. So I will day trade Canadian MJ, and I have more of a swing trade mindset on the US MJ side of things. MSOS. Look at the dollar volume today. Easily doubling the highest dollar volume ever, and even then, we're only trading $80 million. So a massive volume day of $80 million. CGC, what was it, 700 million? Not in the same league. And it is on a higher exchange. It is traded on the NYSE, but it's just not the same. And that's going to continue to change. And again, uplisting is the big game changer, and that is what we are watching for on the USMJ side of things. So MSOS, I already had a position from this last daily consolidation, and that made me confident adding to that position because I was comfortably profitable. What I added is in the red right now, but I will add any daily consolidation looking for a higher low. And we'll be watching the hourly here. So we've got, again, we looked great. We started the morning. We saw profit taking, not surprising at all. Hourly higher low was set at 40.87. Climbed our way back to the high of the day. Here's your fears striking the market. And then we broke support and confirmed an hourly downtrend. We're seeing a little bit of higher action in extended hours, but it's going to be all about 41.89 and 42.20 tomorrow. And the most important support for me is 40.30. Break 40.30, daily consolidation is underway. Hold 40.30, bulls keep complete control. I will add 2 positions tomorrow. Again, mostly day trades and just trading around a core swing trade position if I see things that I like and if I have clear risk reward scenarios that I like as being favorable. Definitely a bull environment. CURLF, big upper wick. They had dilution news after hours. So a bit of the timing is not ideal, just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Come on, you're going to hit us with that on a day like today? Come on. But they did. So we've got the hourly time frame. We had a support level, lower high, lower low. So I care about $14 support. That's a double bottom. If $14 breaks tomorrow, which is possible because of the dilution news, we'll see how the reaction goes. But after 14, the gap to fill is 13.66. And again, we are absolutely anticipating daily higher lows. And I know there's a lot of people that are going to be trying to buy daily higher lows on any consolidation in this sector. GTBIF, same thing, indecision candle, big volume. Hourly time frames are short-term guide. Anything above 26.13 is an hourly higher low. Time for a water drink after bone chewing. So we got an hourly higher low compared to 26.13. And the bulls obviously want to break the high of today, tomorrow, and keep this move going. CRLBF, week close on its gap up open. High of 11.88. I would call anything above, let's see, where did we open? Low of the day, 10.90. All right, sweetie pants, come on. So we hit the low of the day into the close. If we open higher tomorrow, 1090 is going to be our key support level. We've got resistance of 1153 and 1188. And again, if the low of today breaks, daily consolidation underway. I'm not interested in CRLBF personally. We traded sideways for what felt like a month, and it was a month, and the rest of the sector was breaking out. We broke out the past couple of days, and I don't remember who off the top of my head, but someone chose it as their pick. That was the reason for a lot of the volume to lead to that breakout. I'm focusing on the strongest names. And so I'm not interested in CRLBF. If you are, that's fine, but I'm not. TCNNF, all-time highs. I want names at all-time highs. Look at CRLBF. How much resistance do we have to work through? A lot. We need another 30% to get to the all-time high, whereas Cureleaf hit all-time highs today. GTBIF, I believe we're at all-time highs today. Yup. And so is TCNNF. So again, all-time highs versus not all-time highs, big difference. So, did we just do GTBIF? It's the same thing. Looking for the hourly higher low. High of today, key resistance. We did it already. TCNNF, hourly. Weak dump into the close. Solid bounce right into the close. So there's your fear. There's your attempted recovery. We've got $38 and $39.30 resistances. Our most important support is our fear line of $35.91. If that breaks, we zoom out. Daily consolidation. Again, for a lot of people that have cash that took profits into this unknown event today, they want to enter. Trust me, there is a lot of money looking to buy any daily consolidation that we see from here, myself included. IIPR. Highlighting this because it seems it's finally catching up. Gap up open, and look at where we closed. We closed lower than yesterday. Nobody else is even anywhere near that. Why would IIPR be that way? I've been wondering when it's going to catch up to it as far as its business model. And you can make the argument, absolutely, that this change in the Senate and the laws and the bills that are going to be coming down the pipeline are potentially going to negatively impact IIPR's business model. What IIPR had going for it is lack of access to banking. They were acting as the bank. Hey, you need money? We'll give you money. We're going to buy your property. And if these companies don't need IIPR for funding and they can go to the bank, that is obviously a big shift. So it stands out to me that that is the case here. We are just looking for a weekly high or low, but just keep that in the back of your mind as to a shift that we could see happen with potential law changes. Still a very healthy weekly chart overall. Just a notable difference as far as today is concerned. One more mushroom play just for the heck of it. So I have one MMEDF position, and after all the dilution and increased amount of shares on their dilution, I was close to pulling the plug. We double bottomed yesterday, so I still have a very small position. I didn't add anything, and I may add one more and just play everything off of this double bottom, and I probably will now that I look at it. It's a very clear support level. If that level breaks from here, it's a red flag very clearly. So if I were to add another position, I would just use that stop and risk, a day loser, maybe a 2-day loser. And if we break resistance of 330, we confirm a daily trend change. It's a double top. We got a double top and a double bottom. If we break 330, we confirm a daily trend change. We confirm our weekly high or low is set, and then we scout a weekly lower high compared to 507. But a shift in momentum is on, with this being a catalyst. I am also in CMPS, and that was just a low risk entry yesterday where I saw the little inside bar. I said, great, I'll just put my stop right under the low, little bottom fishing play, and obviously a solid bullish reaction today. But the bulls have a lot of work to do. We have to see a clear daily trend change for its weekly high or low to try and be set as well. So that's where we stand. Again, bullish sentiment, absolutely. And a lot coming down the pipeline. Very promising future for sure. Not immune to broader market correlation, but in my opinion, any weakness due to broader market correlation is going to be viewed as a dip buying opportunity, at least in the near term. And I'm excited to see what kind of legal changes we can see from here. Congrats to the bulls. I know a lot of you have been in this space for a long time. There's some big gains. Nothing ever wrong with taking some money off the table and locking in some profit. Makes you more comfortable, easier to sleep at night if that's the case, if you are heavy. But we're just getting started. Not necessarily on this run, but as far as the sector development as a whole, we still got to get to the hurdle of uplisting before the fun really gets going as far as day trading opportunities and liquidity, which is what I am looking for. Have a good rest of your day, do good things, and we will see you soon.
It's a duck triangle.